Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to contribute to this very important motion of adjournment, and to thank Honorable Tindi Mwale for bringing it this afternoon. I would also like to take this opportunity to pass my sincere condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones in the said school, and to wish those that are still unwell a speedy recovery. Mr. Speaker, it is important for us as a nation, and I've said this very many times, to really value lives. Whether it is one life, it is 2 lives, 3 or 4. For us as a nation to really value the loss of even one single life. And it is very unfortunate that most of the time, especially when such tragedies happen, there's a lot of pointing fingers, a lot of blame games, a lot of who did not do what, who should have done what, Mr. Speaker. But if everybody just did their part and on time, I'm sure we would have saved more lives, Mr. Speaker. That issue first broke out on 1st of March. It is unfortunate that 2 weeks later is when we are seeing senior government officials visiting the school and even finding out what is really happening in that area. I think it is important that when something happens in this country, it is given the seriousness that it deserves, Mr. Speaker. There are a lot of issues that have been talked about, because I remember that it was reported in the social media that the principal of the school was actually accusing the media of just hyping the whole issue that was happening in the school, rather than taking up the matter as a serious matter where lives could actually have been lost. And it is very unfortunate for a parent to lose a child. When you send your child to school and you hope that you will see your child at the end of when the schools close, and you're told to come and pick your child, and there's been a lot of complaints for a very long time of parents saying that they have been called to schools to pick their children when they are critically ill. It is important that our schools inform the parents from the moment the child is taken ill, so that they can also make informed decisions on whether their children can actually seek further treatment, depending on the illness and how long that child has been sick, Mr. Speaker. The second issue is the whole issue to do with the overpopulation of our schools. It is unfortunate to see how overcrowded our schools are, Mr. Speaker. It is important that the amenities and the facilities that are put in our schools match the population that we have in our schools. And so from the time of admissions of our students, and also the availability of amenities like sick bays, the issues of water, clean food, all those issues should be looked at compared to the population in our schools, Mr. Speaker. The second thing that I would like to say, and I had mentioned on it, was the timeliness of always taking action when something happens in our schools. I wanted to mention also the issues of accidents, which Honorable Murugara has also talked about. Now that we are closing schools, we've just seen that we've lost 6 students, 4 others are injured this afternoon, and the issues of accidents has really gone up across the country. We've been losing up to 10, 15 people across the country. Those are really big numbers and huge numbers to lose in the country. I think it is important for the Department of Transport and those who are involved to look at what is really happening. We also have issues in our schools, Mr. Speaker, of children being beaten to a point where we have children having to go through very critical surgery in our schools. I think it is important that we know when we give our children to our schools that they take care of our children, and not parents being called to take their children when they are very sick and even being beaten to such lengths. Finally, as I conclude, Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to realize as a country that we have to punish mistakes and reward good work. This issue of transferring people when they have not done something good and taken to another school, what are you telling us? Are you telling us that you have done disciplinary action to whoever was supposed to have taken action? We've seen that a lot. We saw that in Mama Lucy Hospital yesterday, the people being transferred from one place to another. I think it is very good to work in government because no action is ever taken, but the whole issue of transfers also has to be looked